Okay, good afternoon everyone. So my subject is going to VLSI design. So here I am going to discuss about these are the contents. Introduction to VLSI design. What is VLSI? Why we are going to be prepare VLSI? So what are the problems we are facing previously? So based on that, what is VLSI and why we are going to be prefer the VLSI? And Moore's law. Moore's law means how the technology will be going to be improved and increasing the to increase the number of components to be utilized to implementation of the different technologies for every year. And next one is VLSI technology. So what is meant by VLSI technology? What are the classifications here going to be discussed? And advantages. So what are the advantages of VLSI technology compared to the previous? We have so many circuits and so many implementation of whatever we are having the circuits. So based on that, what are the advantages and applications where we can use this VLSI technology? How it can be utilization for implementing of our technologies. So based on that, we have to give some applications also here. And also one more topic here. And also one of the topmost companies in India. Although we are going to be discussed here. So these are the major contents here. Okay, right. Firstly, introduction to VLSI technology. As you know all, today's world, everyone, each and everyone, okay, each and every student or each and every child and each and every man should be affected by the electronic engineering technologies. How it is means in our professional disciplines and workspace and leisure activities, even at schools or at other maybe their areas, they have to done. Everyone should use the electronic devices. Okay, and here I am going to discuss a point wise here. So this is the first point here. Okay. There is no doubt that our daily lives are significantly affected by the electronic engineering technology. So this is true on the domestic side. In our professional discipline, in the workplace and leisure activities, indeed, even at school and tomorrow's adults are exposed to and are coming to terms with quite sophisticated electronic devices and systems. Okay, here based on this concept, we need to learn the VLSI technology because of already we learned so many circuits such as digital circuit called as discrete circuits. So the discrete circuits are having so many electronic components. They are connected together to form the electronic circuit. So when the number of utilization of electronic components are increases, then automatically the circuit complexity is going to be increases. There are some problems we are facing, but here the VLSI technology is overcome that problem, and it was going to be developed, improving the technologies. Based on that improving technology, everyone should have to utilize these technologies by using these electronic engineering devices. Okay, and next one is in recent years, modern VLSI technology has made possible the realization of complex digital systems on a single silicon chip. Okay, whatever we are having we learned so many devices. Those are nothing but electronic circuit. Those are discrete circuits. So those circuits are integrated as a single chip here. That is nothing but here single chip. Those complex circuits are make it as a single chip. The ability to compress much digital logic complexity onto a single chip has provided the means to achieve substantial cost reduction, making this technology very attractive for designers of custom systems. So this is the basics, small information about this introduction to VLSI design. So here, what is VLSI? VLSI means VLSI, very large scale integration. Very large means, so here this is very large. Very large means thousands, millions, trillions of electronic components are scaled to integrate as a single chip here. Okay. So here, let us see here. So it is the process of creating an IC. It is a process of creating an IC, integrated circuit, by combining the thousands of electronic devices into a single chip. Okay. So here thousands of, previously we are facing where we learned discrete circuits. There are maximum hundreds of electronic components are needed to be developed there, but we need to improve the technology. We need to improve the technology. Then mostly we are affecting some problems in previous cases, that is nothing but complexity and power consumption and cost also and size of the system. So based on that factors, we need to go one more technology. So that is nothing but VLSI. So here thousands, 10,000 lakhs and trillions, millions of electron components are integrated as a one single chip. Okay, like this. So the VLSI begins in the 1970s when complex technologies were being developed. So why this VLSI? So what is VLSI? Next, why we are going to be prefer this VLSI? So what are we are affected? What are the problems we are affected in previous technology? Those problems are improved by using this integrating process here, such as nothing but high speed. The system speed will be increases compared to previous techniques, and low power consuming. The device is going to be operated by using small amount of power, and it is physically smaller. Physically smaller means the size of the system will be reduces compared to previous techniques, and low parasitic. Very small amount of small number of charge, small number of electronic particles are integrated at a single chip here. So this is the process here. This integration process reduce the manufacturing cost. This integration process reduces the manufacturing cost, almost no manual assembly. So this is the process for the, and this is the information about what is VLSI and why VLSI. So coming to the Moore's law, as I told you in previous slide, Moore's law is nothing but it was increasing the utilization of number of transistors or utilization of number of electronic components are double every 1 year. So here, let us go through in this waveform here. So this is here we are observing two axes. This is y-axis and this one is x-axis. Let us see here on the x-axis, it is represented as years, 1961 to 1997. And here on y-axis, we are representing the number of transistors per chip. The number of transistors per chip. So initially 1961 one and 1961 to 1964 to go on like this, then utilization factor is also increases. The utilization of factor is also increases 1, 8, 64, 512, 4K, 32K, 256K, 2M, 2 mega, next 16 mega, 128 mega, like this. So this is the utilization of factor for every year is going to be double. This information is giving to the gives the Moore's first law. So let us read this point here. The potential of the silicon integrated circuit, that there has been an extremely rapid growth in the number of transistors as a measure of complexity, being integrated into circuits on a single silicon chip. Right? In less than 3 decades, this number has risen from tens to millions, as can be shown in figure here. Okay, 70s, 73s, 10 power 0, 10 power 1, 10 power 2 goes on like this. Number of transistor, number of electronic devices are going to be increases, and this is going to be increasing years. These are the improved technologies here. CPU and Pentium processors, Pentium 1, Pentium 2 processors, Pentium 3 processor, and Pentium 4 processors. Here the utilization of electronic devices are going to be increases, the number of years also going to increases. Here the technology is also going to be increases. Okay, and these technologies are having very efficient features compared to these technologies. Okay, for every year the utilization of electronic component is going to be increases, and the same thing, the technology is also going to be increases for every year. This is the definition of Moore's first law, right? It may be seen that this prediction have largely come true, except for increasing divergence between predict and actual. Over the last few years, due to problems associated with the complexities involved in designing and testing such very large circuits. Right? Next, VLSI technologies. Here, the VLSI is one of the most widely used technology for microchip processors, integrated circuits, and components design. It was initially designed to support hundreds of thousands of transistors gate on microchip. Okay. Here, basically, it is used for the microprocessors and microcontrollers and computer systems. So here, so based on that concept, here the IC technology classified as like this: SSI, MSI, LSI, VLSI, and ULSI. So here SSI means small scale integration. It is developed in 1964. It is the utilization of electronic components are nothing but 1 to 10, and utilization of number of gates on a chip nothing but 1 to 12. Similarly, medium scale medium scale integration. It is developed in 1968. 10 to 500 10 to 500 number of transistors are utilized for the implementation of medium scale integration, and 13 to 99 number of large gates are implemented on the particular chip. And here next one is LSI, large scale integration. It is developed in 1971, that is 5,500 to 20,000. 500 to 20,000 number of devices are utilized to implement this technology. Here 100 to 9,999 number of logic gates are implemented. Like this, VLSI, very large scale integration. Now we are going to discuss about this concept here. And next one is ULSI. ULSI, ultra large scale integration technologies. So this is the VLSI technology and classifications of VLSI technology. Also, this one is also one of the one of the important topic from this concept. Next, factors to be considered. So here, mostly we need to maintain some of the factors here. Those are nothing but power, speed, size, and cost. Everyone asks, if anyone asks you what are the important parameters of VLSI design, those are nothing but power, speed, size, and cost. So when those are going to be in proper way, the technology is implemented as very efficient. Okay, and these are the parameters considered in VLSI design for efficient system, that is power, speed, and size, cost. Let us see in this image. This is the one of the computer here. This is another system here. It is also nothing but it is also one of the computer. So here, this is the computer is designed by the Charles Babbage, the first computer starting in 1823. In 1823, this is the design computer by the Charles Babbage in 1823. Let us see here. Let us you can compare compare both computer here based on these parameters. Here size is very large. This computer, the Charles Babbage design computer, the size is very large here, big size, and cost is also will be increased, and speed is reduced. Power consumption is very more. Speed is very less, power consumption is very more, size is very big, and cost is also increases. Whereas in this case, the size of the system is very less, and the cost of the system is decreases, and the speed of the system is very efficient, and very within the low amount of power the device is going to be operate. This is the when those parameters we have to maintain, then the VLSI can be achieved. This type of system here. Okay. Next, advantages. VLSI has many advantages. So here the first one is reduces the size of circuit. Reduces the size of circuit. As I told you, firstly, in previous subjects or previous semesters, we learned so many discrete circuits. There you can observe many number of electronic components are connected together to form the one of the circuit there. Okay, and here we are going to be discuss based on the integrated chip, IC technology. So this is the I show you. This is the chip here. Okay, this is the integrated circuit here. But we know that the discrete circuit, the discrete circuits, there are so many electronic components are connected together to form a one circuit diagram there, circuit there. And here, though all the components are integrated as a single chip, it is very small. It is very small, and compared to discrete circuit, so it is very small, and the cost of the system is very less. The cost of the chip is very less, and the size of the chip is very less. The power consumption is very less, and speed is very high. And one more parameter is reliability, able to carry anywhere and able to carry to work anywhere here. So reliability, okay. So that's why here reduce the size of the circuit compared to previous techniques. Next, second point, reduces the effective cost of the devices. Reduces the effective cost of the devices. Okay. So whereas compared to these VLSI integrated circuits and discrete circuit, the cost is also decreases. Here we want to buy one single chip, whereas in discrete circuit all the components are need to be purchased. Okay. Next, in third point, increase the operating speed of the circuit. Increase the operating speed of the circuit. Okay. Next, require less power and discrete components. Require the less power. Whereas compared to discrete circuit, here only a single chip is there. It is very less, and it consumes very less amount of power to operate the response, or it will be generate the response according to our need. Compared to discrete circuit, it consumes very less amount of power. Next one is higher reliability. It is able to carry anywhere. If suppose if you want to take that particular IC, you want to put it that IC in your pocket also. But in case of discrete circuit, it is not possible to make in your pockets, because of there is that is very big size, and here the VLSI integrated circuit chip is very small size. So that's why it is able to carry anywhere. So it is higher reliability. Next, occupies relatively smaller area. So means size of the system that will be occupies very small compared to discrete circuit. Suppose you want to design a very bigger discrete circuit, it occupies a large area on the bench. Suppose if you want to design VLS integrated circuit chip that will be occupies very small micron area in your particular bench or whatever it may be. So that's why it is occupies very relatively smaller area compared to discrete circuit. These are the advantages. Applications. So here in today's world, the VLSI chips are widely used in various systems. That is microprocessors, personal computers, microcontrollers, memory in memories that are nothing but DRAM and SRAM, voice and data communication networks, and digital signal processing, computers, commercial electronics, automobiles, and medicine, and many more. These are the major applications of VLSI chips. Okay. So here microprocessors, all the microprocessors are implemented by using these VLSI technologies. And personal computers, there we are having there all the device, all the maximum devices are having chips. There are the chips by implementing for the implementation of particular computer, personal computer, and microcontrollers and RAMs, dynamic RAMs, static RAMs. All those things are implemented by using VLSI technology like this. So these are the VLSI chips. VLSI chip here it is. Okay. These are the applications. And next one is top VLSI companies in India. Top VLSI companies in India, that is nothing but Texas Instrumentation. Texas Instrumentation, here the business is semiconductor. Here the business is semiconductor, means it was going to be designed that semiconductor devices. It was established in 1951 at the headquarters in Dallas, United States. So this company is among the top 10 semiconductor companies in India. Top 10 semiconductor among the top 10 semiconductor companies in India. Next one is analog devices. Okay, it is here the business is also similarly semiconductors. Okay, it was established in 1965. Okay, it was having the it is located at Australia, Canada, Israel, Japan, Scotland, Taiwan, Germany, UK, China, Scotland, like that, and India also. Okay, analog devices including. Next, Bitmapper Integration Technologies Private Limited. So here it is established in 1985. It is having the uh, branches in Pune, Maharashtra, and the business is electronic design. So here the Bitmapper is a technology company offering electronic systems design using PCB, printed circuit boards, and FPGA, field programming, gate array design. So the company is offering design solution to various sectors such as defense system and aerospace system, telecommunication, and software. Okay, next. And next one is Cisco system. So here it is established in 1984. The business is network equipment. The Cisco system is the MNC and one of the leading design and manufacturing for networking equipment. Networking equipment, same thing. It is including in network devices, optical communication, and storage area network and wireless and Vivo IP, iOS, and NXOS software etc. Okay. Next one is Horizon Semiconductors. It was established in 1818 Bangalore. It was having headquarters at Bangalore and Karnataka. Similarly, the business is like a HCL, like it is a semiconductors. Next, Infochip Limited. Among top 10 VLSI companies in India, Infochip is one of the most trusted brands in product engineering and semiconductor services. That and also it was serves to aerospace, defense, and energy and healthcare system. Next one is HCL company, HCL Technologies. Here, the HCL is a software and KPO and IT service providing headquarters in Noida. It was established in 1991 at Noida and Uttar Pradesh. It is also having at Uttar Pradesh also a business is IT and software. It is to develop the IT and software development. Okay. And next one is Trident Technology Labs. It is established in 2000, New Delhi, and it is also having the company in India, that is New Delhi in India. Business is electronic design. So the company is leading a computer-aided engineering provider, and reputed name is very large-scale integration companies in India. So these are the companies, topmost companies in India for the VLSI technologies. VLSI technology. These are the basic idea about the introduction of VLSI technology. So why we are going to be prefer a VLSI technology, because of we are facing so many problems in previous circuit. Those are nothing but discrete circuit. So based on the discrete circuit, we have to face so many problems such as power consumption, power, speed, cost of the system, and size of the system, and reliability. So those are the major problems we are affecting. If we want to design any more technology, then the circuit complexity is going to be increases. If the circuit complexity is going to be increases, all those things parameters are affected. So we need to maintain the power, speed, and cost and reliability in a proper way. Then we need for one more technology. So we want to go with this VLSI technology. All the discrete components are integrated as a single silicon chip here. Okay. So compared to this cheap previous technology, whatever the problems we are facing in previous techniques, those problems are overcome by using this VLSI technology. Before going to VLSI technology, so many technologies are there. Those are nothing but